WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. This is brand new Reicher's Tears Double Oak, 46%. Over here in Europe, I'm paying 35 euros. I read someplace in the States it's supposed to be between $50 and $60, which is a lot more. Whiskey base 131308. Now, this is a very, very unique constellation. Triple distilled, very good. A mixture from pot still. Pot still means not malted barley together with malted barley and single malt whiskey, which would be 100% malted barley married together, vatted together to create the Reicher's Tears. And then this is using U.S. ex-bourbon barrels, American oak, plus, and that is the interesting thing about today's video, they're using Cognac casks from France. Da-da-da-da-da. So this is from the family of Legaret, France, and this was their single barrel Cognac edition, which I also had here. So copper pot, Cognac cask, Irish finish, Dio XO Cognac single cask, extra old. There's actually rules for how old extra old is. I think that is 8 years old, if I'm correct. I'm not the expert on Cognac yet, but I do like Cognac. All right, so I'm going to compare the two of these. Now, the interesting thing is this actually has a finish and brand new, basically, Cognac casks. This is cask number 6430. This is bottle number 413 from 576. If I'm correctly informed, there were either 10 or 12 Cognac casks that Bernard Walsh bought. He put his whiskey in there, and that was the single cask version. After it's been in there once, then he can use them again, and now we have the double oaked. Double oaked, once ex-bourbon, once ex-cognac with European oak. Very, very, very nice. So, this is actually part of the core range, together with the normal Reicher's Tears, as well as, and I'm too lazy to go up there, the cask strength, which is once a year. Interesting enough, the Redhead is not part of the core range. This was a limited edition. I think there was like 14 or some thousand bottles of this worldwide. This was sherry cask. I actually like this a lot, but it's not part of the core range. So the core range would be and is, as I can show you here, and I like the different designs here, to be honest. All right, so we're just going to compare these two at the moment. Oh, wow, I love this nose. Very, very subtle. No, not the right word. Very, very, very harmonious. I don't want to use the word smooth. You have a light vanilla icing moment. You have here the nice cognac, which would be for me deep, dark, white grapes. If you have never tried cognac, go and ask a friend, hey, can I have a little sample of your cognac? I have no idea. Find the XO, go for it, try it. If not, then go to a liquor store, find a little sample, or if nothing else works, buy a halfway decent bottle of cognac. I bought a cheap 20 euro bottle. It's terrible. It's not even, it's actually an XO, but it's a very, very cheap bottle and it's not worth it. There's fabulous, fabulous cognacs out there. If you remember Teeling Revival, Volume 5, that was with also cognac. That was the most favorite of the 5 revivals for me. It's got a sweetness, it's got a graham crackerness, it's got that vanilla. It's very, very nice. Going over here. What I'm going to admit is the cognac takes over. If you just put this in front of me, I'd go, oh, cognac. It's very intense. It's almost too intense. This bottle costs about 20 euros more than this bottle. 35 euros is about $42 for a cognac finished Irish whiskey. 46% non-chilled filtered. Everything's right. The only thing is missing on this is a age statement. If you look over here, I have my Irishman 17-year-old single cask sherry. So they can do age statements if they really want to. They've been in business for 17 years. The interesting thing about Reicher's Tears is they do not have their own distillery anymore. At the end of 2018, they parted ways with the Royal Oak distillery that was built for them from an Italian investment company. And so Woody and all the other people who worked at the distillery stay at the distillery. Bernard Walsh, the creator and father of Irish Tears, just takes his brand and takes his whiskey someplace else. And what they've done is, if I read correctly, at least in Whiskey Base, they suggest this whiskey is not just triple distilled, but also produced at Middleton. So people from Bernard Walsh, from Whiskey Tears, from the Irishmen, go into the distillery and supervise the distillation of their own spirit for the last 17 years. They thought they could have got away from that, but apparently no distillery, no own kitchen, and so they're going to continue doing that and bring out great expressions here. I'll try the double oaked first, 46%. Very nice. Pepper. More pepper than expected here. It's not hot, but it is definitely dancing on my tongue, and as if there's little hammers hitting my taste buds going, ha 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 ha. Pepper. But then now it cools down, and that cognac sweet grape, white grape, just kicks in. I had the privilege. Oh yeah, for all you from Canada, ice wine. It's similar, not that same thing to cognac. There's a thing over here in Germany called Auslese. What they do is ice wine is when you actually have to harvest the grapes at below freezing temperatures, and then that's the important thing. And Auslese is you leave these on the vines as long as possible, even longer than possible. They get overripe. A lot of the moisture dissipates or evaporates from the grapes, and a lot of that sugar is left over. And there's a very sweet, almost a type of syrupy type of wine is created there. And that's a little bit of that moment I'm getting here. Over here instead, it's interesting. I've done this now 3 times. I taste this first, pepper. I go over here, sweet, smooth, excellent. I go back here, pepper's gone. I don't know what goes on every single time. But this this cognac moment is so prevalent, dominant, just in the forefront. Sweet, raisiny, no, not raisiny, sweet grape, white grape notes. Very nice. Now, I did add a tiny little bit of water. I didn't do this in my German video, so I'm kind of interested to see what happens here. Wow, it really opened up the nose a lot. Oh, I get a deeper, darker complexity here. Nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this as well. The standard Writer's Tears. Tiny little bit of water just takes off that burn, makes it very nice. But I do get a little bit of that oaky tannins at the end here. Wow. Putting that bottle in there. Actually, the package would be a little bit more representative. Good. So we have the double oak, we have the normal copper pot, and we have here the cognac cask finish. Going on now to the normal copper pot. The first thing I get on my nose is it's a lot less complicated. It's almost boring compared to these. You still have your vanillas, you still have your oaks, you still have your sweetness, you still have your white grape skin moment here, but it's just compared to the other two, turned down 2 or 3 notches. I must admit, the Writer's Tears was one of my first Irish whiskeys ever where I I can't say I have a love affair with it, but I was like, wow, this is Irish whiskey. Tiny little bit towards the end. It's not peppery, but it is a little bit of the tannins are there. Okay. I'm going to give this a solid, for me, a B minus minus, which is very, very well done. It's better than a C plus plus, a B minus minus. Value for money, I'm going to give it a C to C plus. C for Europe, 35 euros. I'm sorry, C plus for Europe with 35 euros. A standard C, $55 over in the States. I'm sure you can get other stuff. If I had the choice between this and maybe, for example, Redbreast cask strength, that would be pretty easy that I'd go for the Redbreast. It's just a much, much better whiskey. But this is actually a very, very, very good alternative. I don't know if you got the Cognac casks all in the States. I had the privilege of having one bottle here. Exceptionally well done. A tiny little bit volume turned up too much on the Cognac here. This is almost right. Very, very nicely done. All right, so as I said, a B minus and a C plus for value for money. You can hardly beat that at the moment with some of my scores I've been giving. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell others about this crazy guy over here. In Europe, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I publish my videos. Thank you very much for watching. All the best. Question of the day. What is your favorite writer's tears expression? Is it the copper part? Is it the redhead? Is it the double oaked? Is it here the Cognac cask? Or is it maybe even, and it's up there, I'm too lazy to go get it, a writer's tears cask strength release? And for me, of course, it's a cask strength release. I've had the 14, 15, 16... No, I started with 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I haven't had the 19. So I have 4 at least, if not 5, cask strengths I've had the privilege of owning, tasting, and also reviewing. Good stuff. Thank you, Bernard Walsh. All the best. See you soon. WhiskyJason here. Bye-bye.